Yo, you guys, this is Blacklist of the Abyss, and you're watching my review for Boku no Hero Academia, aka My Hero Academia, chapters 43 and 44. Alright, and I'm just gonna get through this quickly. Um, as for chapter 43, it started off with the award ceremony. Bakugo, gets first place. He needs to be restrained because of how angry he was. Todoroki was there, Tokoyami was there. Ida wasn't there. He had to leave and forfeit third place. I assume that he would have had to have fought Tokoyami for that, but he forfeited by leaving to go check up on his brother. Um, Speaking of his brother, we actually got confirmation in this chapter that Ingenium wasn't dead, so I'm glad I didn't assume that. Um, he got some life-saving surgery, but it's pretty much confirmed that his career as a hero is over. He's done. Um, but that's what's going on with Ida and his brother. Back to the award ceremony. All Might shows up to officially give everyone their awards, and when he gives the awards to Tokoyami, Todoroki, and Bakugo, he talks to each of them and gives them a little bit of advice. Um, and when he does that, we hear from Todoroki that he feels as though he's lost his way, and that he now has things that he needs to settle. So Todoroki doesn't really know whether he should or should not use his flame half. Um, so before he makes a decision, before he just sits down and thinks about it, he's going to go and settle some things. And one of those things, maybe the only thing, but maybe it may be more than just one, but at the very least we know that the first thing he's going to do is go to the hospital and see his mother. Though his sister Fuyumi didn't really agree with that decision, um, but Todoroki decides to go anyway. We know that his mother couldn't really stand looking at him. We've seen the flashback. Whenever she looked at him, she just like instead of feeling happiness or joy at her son, she just felt all these negative emotions, and she just hated looking at him because she reminded him of Endeavor pretty much because of his two halves, you know. Um, so knowing that, Todoroki wanted to go to her and tell her that he was in fact going to become a hero. He wanted to reaffirm his resolve for himself, but also for her, so that I would assume, so that he can become someone who his mother can be proud of, become his own person. That way, his mother can look at him and not be reminded of Endeavor, not be reminded of all these negative emotions, but just see positivity, and just be proud and not have to suffer anymore. Okay, that's the point of Todoroki going to see his mother. All right, and we don't really know how that turns out because in chapter 44 we don't really get any of that. We just like we just don't figure it out. All right, but yeah, I mean, I'm assuming we'll hear about what happened there sooner or later, because there's that plus there's Ocha. She met up with her parent. Well, her parents broke into her room. That's how she met up with them. Right, but it was a nice scene overall. And then Izuku was at his house too, and he was trying to think of new ways to fight where he wouldn't have to completely destroy himself. That way, people wouldn't have to worry about him. The people that care about him, his mother, Ocha, Ida, All Might, Recovery Girl, like all these people who worry about him. So those are some of the things that happened in chapter 43, and we didn't really get a chance to see anything like we didn't get a chance to see any of the backlash or any of the results from those scenes in chapter 44. We kind of just skipped it all and went to everyone going back to class. All of them were excited because they were all getting noticed in the street. Like, oh hey, weren't you the one who was in the tournament? Everyone was getting noticed, and they were all pretty happy about that. But they ended up becoming even more happy when they learned that they were going to be getting their hero code names, okay, or at least preliminary code names. But as Midnight says, because Midnight comes in, she was the one judging these code names. She says that these preliminary code names might actually end up being your legitimate code names, because people might just associate you with that name and then just decide not to um, drop it, pretty much. All right, so um, there's that, but there's also the other part of this chapter where they learn the amount of draft nominations that most of them got. Okay, not everybody, but we get to see. Oh, maybe that was everybody. I don't know. It's possible that the ones that they put up there were legitimately the only people who got them. Um, but I'll just give them the benefit of the doubt and say that those are not all of the nominations that were there. Those were just like the top people, and obviously Bakugo and Todoroki were at the top. Well, actually, Todoroki was the one at the top. Then Bakugo in second, despite the fact that Bakugo won, which Todoroki says, "Oh, it's probably just because of my father and his influence and all that." So we just to write it off like that. But still pretty impressive that he lost and he essentially gave up. He gave up, yet he still got more draft nominations. Also, to clarify what these draft nominations are, they're pretty much the interest that the heroes have in you. It's like a hero internship, pretty much, and you get to work with the heroes. Your first year doesn't really matter, but your junior and senior years is when it like actually means something. You can like team up with heroes, learn from them, and stuff like that. All right, and the number of nominations you get shows how much interest there is in you as a potential hero. All right. Now, like I said, Bakugo and Todoroki topped the list. Sero made it to the list, which was surprising. Freaking Sero made the list. All right, Tokoyami was high up there. Momo was up there. Ocha, Ida, Sero made the list, which was surprising. But Izuku didn't make the list, which at first came as a surprise because he's the main character, and everyone keeps talking about how he surprises them, and he's always being compared to All Might and all this stuff. So it was kind of surprising for him to not be on the list at all in the top, however many people there were. But at the same time, it does make perfect sense because the guy completely wrecks himself every single time he does something, and that's just not going to work in the long run. He's literally destroying himself. Why would you be interested in teaming up with a hero who is like guaranteed to destroy himself? That's just stupid. Like yeah, that's the most short-term partnership you could possibly come up with. So it honestly does make a lot of sense for people to not be interested in him because he's shown that he doesn't have full control over his power and that he can only use it by sacrificing himself. So um, that that explains that. Um, but Aizawa, he looks at this and says, you know what, this is only your first year. I want you all to get better. I want you all to improve. I want you all to get more experience so that you can improve. All right, and in order to get more experience and work with some of these heroes, they need code names for that, and that's when Midnight comes in and makes them all choose code names and stuff. And some of these were funny, man. Aoyama, this dude Aoyama is funny. He yelled at the side. He said his hero code name was going to be "I cannot stop twinkling." Yeah. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? Like you see, you see some like random bystanders in the street go like, "It's a bird. It's a plane. No, it's I cannot stop twinkling." Like, yo man, look, it's I cannot stop twinkling here to rescue us. Yo man, this dude is too much. This dude is too much. He's hilarious, man. This dude is hilarious. Then freaking Mina came in talking about how she was going to be Alien Queen. Then she chose Pinky, which honestly I like Alien. I like if she had cut out the Queen and just did Alien. I think that would have been pretty cool. But then she decided Alien Queen and Midnight didn't like that. Personally, I think it's better than Pinky though. Like what? Pinky? Where did that even come from? Like Inky? Like she's acid, right? Her power is acid or something, right? Pinky? What? Whatever. She should just be alien. But whatever. Okay. Um, some of the names that were actually chosen I didn't like. Like Pinky, I didn't care about that. I didn't care about Froppy, which was Suyu. Kirishima had a good one though. Kirishima had a good one. He chose Red Riot, which apparently is based off of this other hero, Crimson Riot. But still, like that Red Riot is like legitimately a cool hero name. That's probably my favorite one. Well, second to I cannot stop twinkling. Alright. But seriously though, Red Riot is awesome. And Kyoka, Jiro, she said earphone jack, which I couldn't even tell. Like it looked, I couldn't even tell she was joking or not because like Like, like, did Midnight even accept? I think she did. I think Midnight legitimately accepted that. So cool. I mean, hey, why not? I mean, the earlobe. I mean, hey, whatever, it works. Whatever. It was funny. It's actually kind of a cool name. Um, so she chose that. Sarah chose Cellophane. Might as well, Shoto, yeah, Todoroki just did Shoto. Tokoyami did Tsukiyomi, which is awesome. Awesome. That's my second favorite behind Red Riot. The only reason it's not my first favorite is because Tsukuyomi is in like, well, it's not in every anime, but it's not something that's uncommon. It's not something that's uncommon. Obviously it's in Naruto, but it's part of Japanese mythology. It's something that people are not afraid to use. It's not uncommon. That's what I'm trying to say. It's not uncommon. I've seen it before. Okay, that's why it's not first. That's why I like Red Riot more. All right. My third favorite was Ocha though. She said Uravity, which is a combination of her name and gravity, which is her power, manipulating that. So I like that. That was my third favorite. Momo was creative. That was another one I didn't care for. Bakugo was funny because this dude has no creativity at all when it comes to names. None. Okay, this dude was some of the names this dude came up with. It's like, oh my god, man, you need to get a consultant or something. You need to ask Kirishima to help you out with a name because this is just not working out for you, man. All right, like it was just kind of funny. All right. Um, but the best part of this process of coming up with the names was Ida, because his brother wanted to pass down his name to Ida. He wanted Ida to become the new Ingenium. But Ida, he legitimately thought about it too. He started to write it down, but he thought that he wasn't ready. So rather than taking his brother's name now, he decided, right now I'm just going to be Tenya. I'm going to pull a page out of Todoroki's book and just be my first name. Okay, I'm going to do that. And then once I feel as though I have grown to a point where I can actually carry the weight of the name Ingenium and actually do it justice, then I will take that name. Then I will become the hero Ingenium. I'll legitimately be able to fill my brother's shoes. Okay, so I really like that. Ida, I already liked Ida as a character, but now I'm liking him even more, and he's becoming one of my favorite characters, honestly, behind Izuku and Bakugo and Todoroki, and All Might, Endeavor, Midnight. Okay, I have a lot of characters that I like. Okay, but the point is that Ida's up there too. He's one of the characters that I legitimately like. Okay, up there. All right, Ocha. All right, Tokoyami. Okay, I like a lot of characters. Okay, that's the point. I like a lot of characters, and Ida is one of them. Right, that's the point. All right, but Izuku, he caught me off guard with this. I honestly didn't expect this, um, but he actually chose the name Deku, or Deku. He chose the name Deku. All right, which is the name that Bakugo called him to make fun of him when they were kids. But then Ocha started calling him that. Everyone started calling him that because they didn't realize that it was kind of derogatory and that he didn't like it. But he decided to call himself that now because he feels as though he has grown enough where that negative connotation the word has no longer applies to him. He feels as though he's grown enough where he has forced the definition of the word to change so that it's no longer negative and now it's a positive thing. Okay, so I like that. I like how he has acknowledged his personal growth. I like that. And he has legitimately grown. So I like that one too. Um, and the last thing to talk about is the end of the chapter. All right, because we hear from All Might that Izuku actually does get a nomination from someone, but that someone is a person who catches All Might completely off guard. All right, and I'm thinking like, who could it be? Who could this hero be that would make All Might make a face like that? And I'm thinking it's probably Endeavor. Because Endeavor did have that confrontation with Izuku, right? And Endeavor would be someone who would catch All Might completely off guard if he gave a nomination, if he did the nomination for Izuku. That would be something that would catch All Might completely off guard. So, honestly, I'm thinking it's Endeavor. Who else could it be? Recovery Girl? Who else could it be? Aizawa? Like how many people can it really be here? So I'm thinking it's Endeavor. I'm thinking it's Endeavor. Um, but yeah, that's that's that for those two chapters. That first chapter, I'll give it a 7 out of 10. Chapter 43, I'll give that a 7 out of 10 because I liked the scene with Todoroki and his mother, and I liked the scene with Ocha and her parents. And then chapter 44, I'll give that a 6 out of 10 because for the most part, it was just mediocre. The most of the chapter was them coming up with names. That was what most of the chapter was. It wasn't until the very end that we got the stuff with Ida and Izuku. All right, but even that I mean, most of the chapter was still just nonsense. Not I say nonsense. I don't mean it in a bad way. I'm just saying it was like it was just shenanigans and stuff, which was enjoyable. It's shenanigans. So I'll give chapter 44 a 6 out of 10 and chapter 43 a 7 out of 10. And that's that, you guys. Rate, comment, subscribe. Follow me on Twitter at BlacklistOTA. And I'll see you guys next time.